Zack has garnered over 2.1 billion views on 1,200 YouTube videos, but he's never shown his full studio in a video or talked about what the future of his company is going to be. Until today. He's gonna tour us around and explain the vision of Not a Wheelchair, a company that's looking to revolutionize the wheelchair industry with wheelchairs that are 1/5 the cost of every competitor on the market.
Well, we're making them about 80% cheaper than what else is currently on the market.
Okay. And it starts here.
All right, we're here at Zack's new office. 26,000 square feet. What are we looking at right now?
So for the last couple of years, we've been building out or working towards building a wheelchair factory. And so our previous building was about 5,000 square feet. And we just recently moved into this building probably 3 months ago.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is the machines all being set up and us working through like our initial prototypes of the wheelchair. And we're gonna kind of walk you through the process of what happens at a wheelchair factory.
So what's the breakdown of like engineers versus other people on the team?
We are very engineer heavy at the moment,
Okay.
just because engineers have the skill set to also assemble. And so like once they design something in the computer side of things, they can bring it out to the machine, make it and assemble it and make sure it all fits together before we hire a bunch of people to do the actual like assembly.
And you design it mainly on a computer first, right?
Correct. So we use SolidWorks right now. This is a factory and things are happening in real time. So the audio is going to be wild.
So where should we start?
So let's go back to this far corner and basically we're going to show you where the raw material comes in. We're using aluminum sticks that are 20 feet long.
Okay.
We get them from a supplier here in Utah. They come in on semi trucks. And then we have this Laguna laser. Hold on. Let's just start back at the very beginning.
We're gonna start with the 20-foot aluminum.
The aluminum sticks,
Okay.
yeah. So it's right next to our air compressor system.
Nice.
If you see all of the blue lines running around the ceiling, all of that is like the air compressor. So we have two of them. One is a variable speed compressor because all the machines that we're running right now use compressed air in some form or another.
Okay.
So like with the laser, there's obviously a beam of light that comes down and hits the metal and basically vaporizes it in real time.
Yep.
But that molten pool of metal doesn't move unless air hits it.
So compressed air here, parts here.
Yes. And the compressor system alone costs about $150,000. So like this is not a cheap setup. This is
So to contextualize, you're investing millions of dollars into this project, and you guys are making wheelchairs at cost for people.
basically, well, we're making them about 80% cheaper than what else is currently on the market.
Okay.
Badass. Yeah,
That's
it's
really
super
cool.
fun. It's super fun. It's a passion project of ours. I'm not in it to make money. I will not make money from this business.
Yep.
But the business will be successful at some point.
This machine, $400,000.
Yes.
What happens here?
So basically we can take sheets of metal. So if you come around to this side over here, we can take sheets of metal and place them on this deck. And while someone is putting the metal on this deck, the machine can be cutting on the inside, and then the deck swap themselves so that like they can take the parts off while the machine is still working. So you can just keep them going.
Wow.
And so this on the ground here, remember, we're just setting up shop still, so we'll be more organized in the future. But you can see this has been laser cut out of this plate. Super clean, there's not a lot of waste. Lasers are just super, super efficient, which I really like.
This is for the base of the wheelchair?
So the metal cut sheets can be the seat pan of the wheelchair, or we also have other projects like the track chair or the off-road wheelchairs, where we also use laser cut parts for. Do you guys have anything you're cutting in the very near future?
Okay, so Zack is selling these to support the project basically.
Right.
And they're cut in the machine.
Correct. Yeah, so basically these machines are really expensive, but theirs are what's going to allow us to make wheelchairs really cheaply in the future. So this machine is $400,000. The air filtration system was like $70,000. The air compressor system is $150,000. The bender, which you'll see in a minute, is like $450,000. So we're millions of dollars into this. Yeah.
What's cool is I've been to a lot of like tech factories for like Samsung or Apple, and this doesn't feel that far off. Like it feels like the same exact setup, which is amazing as a creator. Love it.
Yeah, so for the next shot, we will be putting a stick of tube into the laser, and we'll see in real time how fast it is.
Oh, wow.
So I think that'll be really fun.
Did you put the cameras in, or was that always there?
That was already there.
Why would most people need that?
Just so they can see what's going on. If you're welding something, you can't look directly at the weld or else you'll go blind eventually. And the same thing for a laser. Like it emits so many like harmful radiation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it'll just burn into your skin and like dissolve your eyeballs.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
You got to have like a lot of protection. So this green glass right here blocks all of the radiation and stuff from the laser.
Oh, interesting.
So don't operate it with the doors open.
How much of this did you know before starting the project, and how much of this did you learn by doing it?
I learned a little bit of it. One thing I learned fairly recently, so when we do vaporize aluminum,
Okay.
it collects obviously in that giant bin over there.
Yep.
And it collects, so there's like aluminum dust all over the place. And apparently if you cut steel right afterward, one little bit of hot steel can go into the aluminum bin and start the whole thing on fire.
Oh my God.
So like aluminum dust is combustible. And so we have to be very careful about how much aluminum dust we are collecting in that bin.
Did you learn that after it happened, or was
No,
this
no, no.
Okay,
We
it's
learned it
like a
before.
Okay.
It's good, but
Okay.
like we
Well,
definitely want to avoid. We want to learn from other people's mistakes. How about
100%.
that? So this one, we can't watch it in real time.
Okay.
But we have special glasses that allow us to. Don't look
Okay.
unless you have the glasses on, which he
Alright.
might be pulling out. Yeah, yeah. So if
Oh.
we're wearing these, then we can look.
Oh, okay.
So now only me and you can see this.
Okay, no one else look.
And if you guys see the beam, look through your cameras. Don't look at your eyeballs. You will have no eyeballs left.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
It's fast, huh?
That was crazy. And it's like electric, obviously, but like, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
That is insane. Oh my God. It's so quick.
And so he grabbed it with a pair of pliers because a lot of the heat energy that went into cutting
Is
is
on the
still
metal?
inside the metal.
Do we still need the glasses?
No, you're good now. If you were to touch this, it would be very hot.
Wow. Those are clean cuts.
Yeah, and so sometimes the little pieces don't fall out entirely, so we have
Okay.
little punches. Do you have any of those tools to pop it out? So we might need like a hammer or something, but you
Okay,
can see
we
it's
get
like
the idea.
a little bit wiggly inside of that hole,
Yep.
and we just have to like press it out. See if we can get any action here. It's getting, there it
Oh.
is. Safety glasses.
Yeah, essential.
But yeah,
For sure.
so super clean cuts. And this isn't a wheelchair part specifically, but you get the concept of like cutting
would
out
happen?
the right and left side or like the backrest or something like that.
Cool.
And then once that's done, we come over here to the bender. And this is Tanner, he's our lead engineer.
He's the guy.
Tanner, I have the mic, so talk close to my neck if you talk, if you say anything. But basically, we're gonna run the bender really quick.
This is what we'd be dealing with, right? So this is aluminum, this is 1-inch tubing.
Okay.
On this particular one, we've got 1/8 wall. The wall and the thickness, all that doesn't really matter until you get to the material properties. That's really what matters. I've got a demo, I'll just show you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. And is this a new machine too?
Brand new, yeah. We had to
Wow.
move into this larger space to
For
fit the
this machine.
Yeah. And this bender is super, super nice, and it's super exact. And one little quirk with aluminum is that every batch of aluminum is different. Like it'll have
Oh.
different spring back.
Okay.
It's like, let's say you bend it to 90 degrees and then let go of it, it'll
Yep.
spring back to like 80 something degrees
Oh.
instead of 90.
Okay.
And you'll have to go in and correct for that spring back. And this machine is like ultra precise when it comes to bending.
Okay, do you want to hit the blue button?
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's
Does
my
she have
moment. Okay. This one?
to- Yep.
Satisfying push? Whoa. Wow, that made it look pretty effortless.
Yep. If you think about how much force it would take to bend that.
Yeah, that's crazy because it
Yeah.
looks like it's nothing. It looks like it's like spaghetti,
Yep.
but it's probably
So
very
the
cool.
head of that machine weighs probably like 2,000 or 3,000 pounds, and it like swings it around
Is it hot?
like it's nothing.
Wow. So it went from being like completely straight to being perfectly bent. So that's step 3.
Yeah. So laser cutting and bending are super, super fast.
Okay.
And those aren't the bottleneck when it comes to building wheelchairs.
Okay.
The bottleneck is going to be in welding and fixturing because every wheelchair is different.
Okay.
So we don't have anything set up at the moment, but we can come in here.
Zach, you're so amazing. This is awesome to see. Truly. It's so cool.
Thanks. And so this is where all the wheelchairs are going to be welded. We're still working on fixturing that'll help us build the chairs super fast and super efficient, including getting robots in here.
Yep.
But that's not a today thing. That's going to be a later this year
Is that
thing.
the $80,000 robot you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So after everything's welded, then we come into sandblasting. which he's blasting right now. So
Okay.
basically sandblasting is like taking little glass beads and pulverizing the metal
Okay.
to create a more uniform finish and professional finish around the outside. You can hear the noise from inside that machine.
It's loud.
So this is a non-sandblasted welded piece of backrest.
Okay.
So you can see that it's 6061 aluminum, still has the writing on it and everything, where this is sandblasted.
Oh wow.
So it has a way more
the
like
texture's so different.
MacBook texture
Yep.
on it. Is that not MacBook quality right there?
I feel like it's
Apple
better.
grade.
I mean, it's made by a YouTuber, so
There
it's
we
better.
go.
This is awesome. Wow, that's actually a really big difference.
Yeah, and then comes powder coating. So basically with powder coating, this is like a really fine dust that comes out of here, almost the consistency of powdered sugar.
Okay.
And it's an electric reaction. Basically static electricity is what makes the dust cling to the metal. And so we have a negative electrode up here. It's going to conduct from the positive gun to the negative,
Okay.
and then the dust will just stay attached to the object.
Wow.
The only issue though is that it's still dusty, and you'll be able to wipe it off with your finger a little bit.
Okay.
And that's when we cook it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes.
And why is this better than spray painting?
It leaves a much thicker coat and a more uniform coat, and it just looks way better.
Oh my god, that was instantaneous.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is still dusty, so like this is a no-no right
Like
here.
no one do this.
But like I'm gonna touch it, and then you can see it just brush off.
Oh.
So when they say powder coating, it's literal powder.
Okay, and that's why it needs to be cooked.
Yeah, until it's cooked, and then it's a super durable coating.
Wow, that was really fast though.
Yeah.
Do you use this for anything else or just the wheelchairs?
We use it on wheelchairs, the track chairs, signs.
Yep. Cool.
It goes on a lot.
Yeah, all
So-
the things. And then is this area open for future?
So we have our durability testing machine over here.
Oh my god.
So basically, well, I guess let's stick with wheelchairs for
Okay,
1
yeah,
minute. So after the wheelchairs are powder coated,
Yep.
I just never know if something's hot or not.
Yeah, that was bold.
So this is like the finish of the powder coating.
Okay.
So super.
Doesn't come off anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't come off. It's not dust anymore.
Wow, it looks really like uniform. Like there's no lines.
Yeah, and this is where we're gonna like assemble all the wheelchairs.
Okay.
And underneath this light grid is where we're gonna have all the different pods or different stations where the wheelchairs can be assembled.
How many assembly stations do you think you'll have?
Probably 4 or 5,
Okay.
depending on what products we're making too, because we have like a track chair and stuff that we also want to
Yeah.
make. So
What you're selling today? How many can you make per like day of those?
probably like 5 a week.
Okay, 5 a week. So like one a day.
Yeah. Are we talking wheelchairs or
Oh, the thing that came
off-road
out today, the
wheelchairs?
off-road
Yeah,
today.
Those are about 5 a week.
Okay, that's a lot actually
Yeah.
for the production.
And then we have a durability testing machine over here because durability is a huge part of
Your brand and
of my
also
brand.
wheelchairs.
And you don't want a wheelchair that's just going to fall apart, you know?
Agree, yeah.
So we have a drop test machine here,
It's
which
a drop test?
yeah. So basically, we put a 200-pound dummy inside of the machine
Okay,
on the wheelchair, and then the machine has a giant cam on top
okay.
and just lifts up and drops the wheelchair 7,000 times to simulate like a lifetime's worth of use.
Okay.
And then the same thing with this drum roller machine over here. It simulates, I think it's like 200,000 rotations, which is about 5 years worth of someone driving it every single day.
Has this given you more empathy for manufacturers?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
In what way?
The more I've learned about manufacturing, the more I want to be nice to people during
Yeah,
my reviews.
100%.
Because it is so complex and there's so much going on.
Yeah, I feel like it's so easy, like when a product comes out, to only see the flaws of it because everything is so good.
Oh yeah.
And then you like manufacture and you do a durability test, and you're like, oh my god, there are
Yeah.
so many ways that it could go wrong.
So much more empathy now to manufacturers. Oren, do you want to turn this on for a second? Oren's another one of our engineers, and these have kind of been
Thank
his
you.
babies over here.
Yeah, the
getting
whole
them
team
all
is amazing.
made. So we're durability testing these to the same, like there's national standards
For
for
wheelchairs?
wheelchairs.
Okay.
And so these are the ANSI or Resna standards that we're setting up right now.
And is this a wheelchair that you made?
This is a wheelchair we made, but not like polished off. We're literally just, we build it to assess different points.
That's what you're testing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow. That's kind of
Yeah.
jarring to see it like dropped on purpose.
7,000 times. And so we strap
Wow.
them in pretty good, and then this one also rotates, and it has 2 like metal bars on either side that really jostle the wheelchair when it's inside of it.
And so is that running overnight? Like 7,000 times, how long does that take?
Or during the day, either way. The nice thing about it is like if the chair does break or fall or something like that, we have these straps so that if it triggers this switch, the whole thing turns off.
Is this kind of everything that you need right now to start building the wheelchairs, or are there other components that you need?
Pretty much it. The rest of it is mostly just design and like getting the manufacturing processes figured out.
Yep.
Because every single wheelchair is different and there's like 2,000 different variables for it. And so every order is different, and making sure that that order goes from the online, portal to our manufacturing, there's like a disconnect there.
Yeah.
And we have to streamline that to make sure everything goes smoothly. Because we have the manufacturing part smooth, we have the ordering part smooth, and now we have to connect those two different systems.
100%.
Entirely.
And you're making so many different types of products. So you have the off-road stuff, and you have like the traditional wheelchairs.
Yeah. So this is our woodworking place. This is Tyson.
Hey Dyson, nice to meet you.
So my wife's brother.
Oh my God, no way.
Tyson.
Great to meet you.
What was the
I'm
job
Jack.
title we gave you? You're Lord of the Wood Shop. Lord of the Wood
That's
Shop.
a pretty sick title.
He makes these wooden push rims.
Okay.
Because basically we've taken the price of a wheelchair and brought it from like $5,000 down to $1,000.
Okay.
And less than the cost of a cell phone.
Yep.
And now we're assuming that people are going to want to customize their chair more often.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper. So these are wooden hand rims, so they're not as cold in the winter, they're not as hot in the summer, and they're just like classy.
Well, that's actually brilliant, because I feel like in the past you'd probably burn your hand in the summer from how hot the metal gets, right?
Yeah, and like I love the way this one's been tested for a while, but I think just like the wooden push rims looks classy.
I agree.
So
That looks really nice.
yeah, kind of fun.
And are you guys also manufacturing the wheels, or are you buying the wheels?
So we have a partner here in the United States that's manufacturing the wheels for us.
Okay.
But some point down the road, we're probably going to get into that as well.
Wow. Damn.
Just to eliminate any of the potential failure points or delays
Yeah.
that might occur, bringing everything in-house is paramount. The last place I want to show you in one of our secret projects
Ooh. Okay.
is over here. So this is like our little prototyping area.
Thank you so much.
Where we have our Tormach, we have our milling machine, we have our lathe, we have our little baby laser.
Okay.
And then the secret project is this track chair, which is kind of like second right now to the wheelchair project.
Okay.
Because like off-road wheelchairs are nice, but they're not a need. And so we're focusing on the needs first.
Makes sense.
And so this is something that we have operational and functional, but we still need to polish it off quite a bit before we show it off.
What would be, first of all, amazing, very cool. What would be like the advantage of this over like the other off-road wheelchairs?
So the way I kind of think about it is like the rig right now, or the big rig, is if you want to go fast and far, and this one is if you want to go slow and steady, or safe and steady.
Okay.
Because this one can be operated by a joystick, and it's also like there is 0% chance you're ever flipping this thing because of how low the center of gravity is, how
Is there
stable
a
it
chance
is.
of the other stuff?
If you're going fast enough and you turn, just like a motorbike or a four-wheeler, like there's probability there.
Yeah.
And this
Wow,
one,
that's cool to
we've
see.
had towing a truck around the parking lot. So like this one's a beast.
Whoa. How quick does it go?
6 miles an hour is our top speed.
That's pretty fast, actually.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. And how fast is the big rig?
13 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're flying if you're on that. That's crazy. Well, this is so exciting. Thanks for touring us around.
Yeah.
We just recorded a long conversation interview, if they want to check that out. But congratulations. This is
It was
awesome.
fun. Thanks for coming. It's been great showing it off.
Thanks for having me.